said, "I learned everything I needed to know from the people who didn't respond." Gerald didn't understand. But David did. Silence had been his most expensive lesson. David learned something that day that too many of us learn too late: the people who don't respond in your critical moments are telling you something far more important than anything they could have said with words. They are showing you their priorities. And you are not on the list. That is the dangerous truth of no response. It doesn't just leave you without information. It reveals character. Section 3, The Professional Cost of Staying Silent. Now let's shift this into the professional arena, because silence doesn't just damage relationships, it destroys careers, kills opportunities, and collapses teams. Think about the meeting where someone presents a flawed idea. Everyone in the room sees the problem. But nobody speaks. There is a collective, unspoken agreement to say nothing. The idea moves forward. Resources are allocated. Months pass. And then the whole thing falls apart, and everyone is shocked, as if no one had seen it coming. They all saw it coming. They just didn't respond. This is what organizational silence looks like. And it is epidemic in workplaces around the world. Researchers James Morrison and Francis Millikan identified this in a landmark study. They called it organizational silence, and they found that employees consistently withhold critical information, concerns, and feedback because they fear retaliation, believe nothing will change, or simply assume someone else will speak up. The result? Companies make catastrophic decisions with full rooms of people who knew better and said nothing. Silence in leadership is even more dangerous. When a leader goes silent, when they stop communicating with their team during uncertainty, during crisis, during transition, the team doesn't think our leader is being thoughtful. They think something is terribly wrong and we're being kept in the dark. They fill the silence with rumor, with anxiety, with worst-case scenarios. A leader's silence is never neutral. It is always interpreted as information. And usually the wrong kind. Let me give you another story. In 1977, two Boeing 747s collided on a runway in Tenerife, Spain. It remains the deadliest accident in aviation history. 583 people died. One of the key contributing factors investigators found was communication failure. The co-pilot of KLM Flight 4805 had concerns about whether they had received clearance to take off. But he did not voice those concerns clearly enough. The captain, a highly